Market conditions moving to bearish in this bull market, sitting at a rank of 26.95. So we can see that number now starting to come back down a little bit. We also saw momentum have a pretty sharp move back down into that bearish trend location, and breadth holding up here, which could be kind of that silver lining, looking for opportunities for support, and that a lot of these retracements are just that, just retracements. We'll look at some chart patterns here. Sentiment indicator, also the upper end of that range, but starting to slide back down a little bit. In this case, that's a little bit healthy to kind of raise some fear levels a little bit and allow for some selling, allow for a little bit more interest in the market when we get some of these moves right now for decisions to start happening. We are seeing sentiment sliding pretty aggressively here now to 30. We see, that's S&P 500. We've seen volatility index spike also aggressively as well. So we're just, and NASDAQ is also towards the down side, the bottom end of this sentiment range. So keep an eye on these. We could be getting closer to a possible location where we could get a bounce, at least a recovery bounce as well. Let's look at S&P 500. So we've slid down now past that 539 range. We've got support areas sitting right here we're just right at this gap location, and so we're entering this area now where we're almost to that breakout zone, that retracement. NASDAQ hit that the other day, but looking for some kind of a support area for any kind of a bounce. Now, that being said, the markets as a whole have got some work to do now that we've broken down through multiple levels of support, particularly this area right here, which is going to be a big one now, creating some resistance. You can see how that found a little bit of a topping tail bar right there on S&P 500. If we look at the leader right here, we still have Russell 2000 leading this rally. IWM is the ETF for that. You can see it's holding up in the upper momentum zone right here with some support. Getting selling, though, every time we bump up into this 224, 223, 88 range on the Russell 2000. Let's jump over and look at sectors here. We've seen a mixed bag here with sectors as well. So also getting, we got a handful in the buy zone, a handful in the hold zone, and then some sells there as well. So really just an additional confirmation of the mildly bearish to bearish tone in the market right now. We're seeing lots of downside here on the commodity side. GLD, another move down lower, sitting at that 219 range, looking for some support on GLD. SLV silver, which is falling down now into that 50% zone, and we'll see if we get any kind of a bouncer, but seeing some significant retracements across the board on gold and silver. USO also holding a little bit of a support day, 0.85, about 1% up yesterday, but still has some work to do. You can see there's a significant support now happening. This entire chunk, this entire range right here should hold up for some support for USO. That being said, it's still not in the momentum zone. We want to see that rally back up a little bit more aggressively to give some additional confirmation of that trend. Muscle stock groups for the day, seeing some interesting names. VKTX, which had a big move back in the spring on a weight loss drug, having another big move today or yesterday on big volume as well, 30%. Keep an eye on that one. That one could have some additional momentum. You can see that one really had a nice move from 15 to 100, and really big volume coming back on that one today. VKTX is the symbol there, and also seeing some interesting names showing up here in steel. USAP, which is a steel name, and showing good solid confirmation bar, increasing volume as well, moving back into that momentum zone above the 236. Some ideas for you there on this Friday. That'll do it for today's update. Have a fantastic day today.